thing about bad football, sometimes it stops being bad and starts being archaeology. This is week 12 of the 2005 NFL season, and the league is in a weird little bridge year. The Patriots are still the recent dynasty, but they're not quite the monster anymore. Until later, again. But that's another story. The Colts are the shiny, unbeaten machine. The Seahawks are becoming real. The Steelers are sitting there like a six-seed problem nobody fully understands. And the Saints are living through a season scrambled by Hurricane Katrina. That made the whole league feel a little bit displaced. But especially the Saints, of course. It's also the year the NFL plays its first regular season game outside the United States. So the sport's modernizing, but it still feels like old cable TV. Boxy graphics, muddy fields, chunky face masks. Then you got this game, San Francisco at Tennessee. Not a playoff race, not a glamour game, not even really a crossroads game, more like two franchises standing in the same hallway, still trying to figure out which door opens. The 49ers come in at 2-8. This is Mike Nolan's first year trying to clean up a franchise that fell hard after the glory years. They took Alex Smith first overall, but Smith wasn't the quarterback today. He's listed as did not play. Frank Gore, also inactive. So for San Francisco, the future's technically in the building. It's not driving the car. Ken Dorsey starts, with Kevin Barlow in the backfield and Brandon Lloyd outside. Sounds like a Madden roster you forgot to update, but in 2005, that's the operation. Titans weren't any better. They were 2-8 also, and their version of their story is different. Tennessee isn't waiting on some rookie quarterback. They still have Steve McNair. But this isn't peak Air McNair surrounded by Eddie George, Derek Mason, and a heavyweight roster. This is late-stage McNair. Still tough, still dangerous, and still capable of making a random Sunday feel like 2003 again. Jeff Fisher's still there. Keith Bullock is still there. Kyle Vanden Bosch is coming off the edge. But this team has eaten a 5-game losing streak, and the whole season has that rebuilt on the fly feel. It's cloudy in Nashville, 63 degrees, with a hard south wind. Official attendance 69,149. The stadium is still listed in the gamebook as the Coliseum. Nice little time capsule. Not LP Field yet, not Nissan Stadium. The Coliseum. Early on, this thing plays exactly like 2-8 teams. Tennessee moves the ball and stalls. San Francisco hangs around. Rob Baronis hits a 35-yard field goal near the end of the first quarter, and the Titans lead 3-0. The 49ers answer with a long drive that bleeds into the second quarter, and Barlow finishes it from the 1. Suddenly, San Francisco leads 7-3, and if you're watching this live, you're probably thinking, okay, maybe this is going to be one of those ugly road wins where the Niners steal enough possessions and nobody asks too many questions. Maybe, because Tennessee keeps moving, but they keep settling. Baronis hits from 41. Then he hits from 21. Now it's 9-7 Titans. But it feels unsatisfying, like they're outplaying San Francisco and still forgetting to actually put the game away. Then McNair makes the kind of mistake that can make a bad team believe in itself. Late in the second quarter, he gets picked by Shante Spencer, and Spencer takes it 61 yards to the house. Pick 6. San Francisco leads 14-9 at half. There's your false trail. The 49ers had the halftime lead. They had a defensive touchdown. Tennessee had wasted red zone chances, and McNair just handed them points. So you're thinking maybe San Francisco's about to drag this thing into the alley and win it ugly. Then the third quarter starts, and Air McNair decides everybody can cut the crap. Tennessee comes out and hits immediately. McNair finds Chris Brown for a 41-yard touchdown. Now the Titans are back in front. San Francisco gives the ball back, and McNair strikes again, this time to Roydell Williams for 50 yards. 2 touchdowns in 80 seconds. It's the whole game cracking open. It's not a slow shift. It's a light switch. Now the 49ers are chasing. That's not where this version of San Francisco wants to be. Dorsey's toughing it out, but the offense is not built to take shots. Their time is leaking. Vanden Bosch is getting home. The Titans are taking the ball away, and McNair keeps leaning into the soft spots. Later in the third, Tennessee goes 68 yards in 8 plays, and McNair finishes it with a 4-yard touchdown to Aaron Kinney. Now it's 30-14, and that halftime score feels like it came from a different game. Tennessee dropped 21 unanswered points in the third quarter, all through McNair's right arm, and the Titans look like the team that still has the real adult quarterback in the game. That's the whole charm of this chapter. The standings say one thing, but the quarterback play says another. McNair goes 23 of 41 for 343 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the one interception that made the game briefly weird. Dorsey throws it 43 times, completes 23, and gets 192 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Tennessee outgained San Francisco 461 to 261, even though both teams finished with the same number of first downs. That's how you know this was an explosive play game, not a clean control game. Chris Brown runs for only 30 yards, but he catches 3 balls for 105 and a touchdown. Travis Henry gives Tennessee 86 yards on 13 carries. Roydell Williams has 3 catches for 95. For the 49ers, Arnaz Battle is the best thing going, with 7 catches for 75 yards and a late TD. Barlow gets the rushing score, but he's held to 40 yards on 14 carries. And Rob Baronis matters here too. 4 field goals, career high at the time. It's not just trivia. That's the difference between Tennessee wasting drives and Tennessee surviving its own wastefulness. They were only 1 for 4 in the red zone. But Baronis keeps turning those failed finishes into points. That's how a 2-8 team protects itself from doing 2-8 team things. Frisco gets 1 more touchdown, Dorsey to Battle from 17. Then a 2-point pass to Terry Jackson. That makes it 33-22 with 1:15 left. But it's cosmetic. The real game ended in the third quarter burst when McNair turned a 14-9 deficit into a 30-14 Tennessee lead before the quarter was even done breathing. In that final score, 33-22, 11-point win. Baronis had 12 points. Huh? Baronis had 15 points, didn't he? Yeah. The newspaper version of this one is pretty blunt. Contemporary roundups focused on McNair taking advantage of San Francisco's pass defense, Tennessee snapping a 5-game losing streak, and Baronis hitting those 4 field goals. Another account noted that McNair's 343 yards were his best passing day since the 421-yard game against Houston during his 2003 MVP season. Jeff Fisher's reaction, as reported afterward, basically framed it as vintage Steve. Not prime Steve for 4 months, not a full resurrection, just one Sunday where the old guy still had the fastball. For Tennessee, it's a nice win, but it doesn't become a turnaround. The Titans go to Indy the next week and get smoked 35-3. They beat Houston 13-10, then lose to Seattle, Miami, and Jacksonville. Final record, 4-12. And after the season, McNair's Tennessee story basically runs out of road. By June, he gets traded to Baltimore. So this game sits near the end of his Titans life, and that gives it more weight than the record suggests. For San Francisco, the slide keeps going first. They lose to Arizona, Seattle, and Jacksonville, dropping to 2-12. Then they do the funniest possible bad team thing. They win the last 2. They beat the Rams, then they beat the Texans in overtime. That pushes Houston into the first overall pick and leaves San Francisco at 4-12, which is bad, but not nuclear bad. The Niners are still years away from the Harbaugh rescue, but the bones of the future are scattered around this season. Alex Smith, Frank Gore, they're here, they're just not in the story today. So what's chapter 12,633? It's not a classic. It's not secretly important in the standings. It's not one of those games that NFL Films is going to wrap in violins. It's Steve McNair, late in the Titans run, reminding everybody that bad teams can have real players. It's San Francisco carrying its future on the inactive list, and it's Rob Baronis cleaning up messy drives. It's one third quarter turning a slog into a separation. And it's one more reason this project works. Because even in a battle between 2-8 teams, There's always somebody ending, somebody beginning, and one weird Sunday hiding in the pile. Well, I want to thank you for sticking around. If you made it this far.